What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now today we are going to be doing a TRX-4M Ford Ranger build today. So this is one that I'm going to be calling Operation Forest Ranger. So I got a whole array of parts that we're going to be throwing on this thing today. I decided, instead of just doing one video for one mod, I just decided to throw it all together in today's video. So we got the Ford Ranger here, the F-150 Ranger. I put these decals on already, Forest Ranger. Those I custom made, so if you're actually interested in purchasing those, let me know in the comments down below and I'd be happy to make them for you guys. But everything else was bought online, and I'll leave links down below. So just going over everything we have here just before we start building. We got some Indra beadlock wheels. I think these will look pretty cool. I don't see anybody with the same setup. I'm not too crazy about like the chrome little dots going around the edge. I wish it was kind of just a solid wheel, but we'll see how those look. I think they'll look pretty good, so that'll be cool. Then we got some Hobby Soul mudding tires. I tried some other tires from Indra, and honestly they just don't change the look enough for me with this truck specifically, because I mean the wheels and tires that are already on here are pretty much the same size as what Indra sells. I mean, obviously you could get some bigger ones and different tread patterns, but it just wasn't my thing. So we're gonna try these out. If these things look too crazy, then we might have to go with something else as well. Up next we got the Indra front and rear bumpers. These are both made out of aluminum, I believe, or I don't know what they're made out of, but they're definitely heavier than the stock bumpers. So a little bit of a different look, a little bit more weight on there. Now these next two things I actually got off of eBay. So these are honestly very quality for what I paid for them. So definitely go check this guy out. So it's a headache rack with the little slots. So that's gonna look pretty cool on there. And it also came with a little toolbox. So we'll get those out of the box and I'll show you guys those, but cool little mod for cheap. Now the next thing that I think is going to tie this whole build together is this these safety lights. You know, I mean, usually a Forest Ranger, they're kind of like police in a way. So I mean, some of them don't have like the caution style lights on the top, but some of them are like green and white. You know, some of them are actually red and blue, just like a normal cop. But I thought these would look cool on there, so that's what we're gonna do. Maybe one day we'll actually put lights in here, because there is spots down here that you can put lights in. So anyways, enough of me talking. Let's get these wheels and tires off of here, and let's start getting together the beadlocks and the Indra, or the Hobby Soul tires. So these Hobby Soul tires are really nice. Not super squishy, but enough that it'll definitely grip. So this is really nice. So we got that. We got the Indra beadlocks. We get the rest of these out. I mean, obviously you could tell they have tire foams in them too. The tire foam is pretty firm. I know some people just take the tire foams out completely and just run them just with no tire foam, which could be an option. We'll see. Depends how much crawling or whatever I'm really going to be doing with this truck anyways. So there's all the 4 tires. Now here are the beadlock wheels. So these are a little bit tedious, to be honest with you. These things have very, very small bolts holding them together, but you know, once we do a couple here and there, it's not too bad. So let's see, is this the right one? Yeah, it looks like it. So that's a 1.27 millimeter. So we're just gonna take this apart. I'm just gonna assemble one for you guys, or with you guys, and then we'll do the rest off camera, because I don't think anybody really wants to see me assemble 4 of these things. Let's just be honest here. Maybe I'll do a time lapse, but still, I don't usually add music to my videos, so it's kind of pointless. All right, so what you do, I'm gonna throw this in here. Oh yeah, these things are sticky. Like in a good way, not like sticky, like making your hands sticky, but just sticky for rock crawling. So you got to get that in the center like that. Looks like it's all in there. Put the back on first. Let's see, are these both? Yeah, it doesn't matter which direction you put it on, I don't think. Some of them are sometimes directional, but let's see. Just got to get it on like that secondary bead right there. See, like I said, I think it would look so much better if these wheels and tires just had this and not the whole chrome thing around here. But whatever, it is what it is. I knew that going into it, but I still like them. I mean, I was going to go with black, but almost all of my builds have black wheels, so it's kind of just like I needed to change it up a little bit. So there's the first one. Not complete, but that's what it's going to look like. So I think that's going to look pretty sweet on there, to be honest with you. So I'm going to get all these done off camera. You guys probably don't want to see all this anyway, so we'll get this done off camera and then we'll throw them on the truck. All right, so we got the wheels and tires on. These honestly look pretty cool on here. I actually like the look. The one thing that kind of bothers me a little bit is it pokes out from the sides, which is okay. It's just a lot. It's kind of a lot, to be honest. So I think it might have just been the offset of the wheels, but I know if it really does bother me, I'll just swap out the wheels. And I mean, the tires look cool to me though. I like the tires. So all right, so that's it for the wheels and tires. So let's move on to the next thing. Let's pop the body off. Everything else we could basically do just with the body. So we'll put that to the side. So the next thing we are going to do, let's see, what should we do next? Bumper, well, I guess bumpers are on the chassis. Let's do the roof light. Let's do the rack in the back first. So I'm gonna take all this off. I believe there's just four screws holding this all in, so. All right, there that goes. Well, almost. All right, there we go. All right, so we got that off. If you're in need of a light bar, let me know. All right, let's see how this thing attaches. I feel like I can maybe use those screws that just came off. So this is gonna go like right up there. And then the tool bench, or the toolbox rather, it's just gonna go in right behind it like that. Instead of screwing into the body, I think I'm just gonna glue it, just because I don't think this is gonna lay flush if I put screws in there, and then it's gonna look all weird. So let's see if we could just glue it real quick. See if we could do this without destroying anything. So I got some crazy glue here. Probably don't need too much, just because we don't want it to seep out either. Want it to hold, we don't want it to seep out. Stick this thing on. Just like that. I don't think I put enough. Or it already dried. I think it just already dried, to be honest with you. But I think we should be good. Let's add a little bit more. All right. All right, we'll let that set for a second here. All right, well, that looks pretty sweet. I think that's definitely an upgrade from the little chrome light bar. I mean, this is cool, but it's not fully my thing. I'm not a huge chrome guy. But okay, so that's in there. Yeah, that's gonna stay. All right, now next we got the light bar. So let's get this light bar on here. I think this is going to be probably one of the coolest parts in my opinion. So I think I'm going to put this mount on here like this, and then we're going to toss the light bar on it like that. So I think that'll look pretty cool. So let's try to get this. Oh geez, yeah, I think it is seeping out on that side. Or no, it's okay. Now this is going to be a little bit more tedious because we got to get it like dead center the first shot. Looks pretty good. Okay, yeah, I mean that's on there. Looks pretty centered to me. Now next we just got the light bar. Same ordeal here, but let's see where it needs to go because it does kind of have a hump. So actually, you know what? The whole thing pretty much makes contact with it, so that's fine. So we could just glue this whole thing up. I guess worst comes worst, if I do decide to put lights in here, I'll do a little bit more legit, and I'll throw like some screws on here that are like kind of detachable in a way. I think that might be the better option eventually. Let's get this on here. All right, that looks sweet. That looks awesome in my opinion. Look at that. That is so cool. All right, so we'll let that dry. Now we're gonna throw on the Indra front bumpers, front and rear bumpers. All right, so here's the front bumper. You know, to be honest, I might just stick with just doing the front bumper just for this video. I might throw on the rear bumper later. It just doesn't, I don't know, the tow hitch looks way too big on it. It just looks weird to me, but we'll see. I might end up just doing it. All right, so now we got some bigger screws up here. I think these are bigger, maybe not. All right, so we're gonna take this whole bracket off here. Got 4 screws. All right, we got the old bumper off. Slide this one in. I love Indra stuff. They just make really quality stuff, and I mean, it's cheap for what you get, in my opinion. I mean, each mod is usually about 10 to 20 bucks. I think for both of these bumpers it was about 30, but you could buy one or the other for like 20 bucks. But I just decided to get the full package. I'll probably throw on the rear eventually. I don't fully like the look of the big tow hitch. It just looks a little weird in my opinion. All right, let's clear all this out of the way. There's the front bumper. I mean, it looks goofy without the body, but let's throw on the body and let's see this. This is the finished product, guys. Everything's glued on. All right. Come on now. All right, let's try that again. This is take 2. So what I had to do, unfortunately, is this front bumper piece. This is from the original bumper. This metal one is from Indra. For some reason, I couldn't get the body to slide in there. So we're gonna try it again, see if that was the problem. So here we go. There we go. That's more like it. Look at that. Now this thing looks like an absolute beast. Now one thing I noticed right off the bat, which is probably my fault, this crazy glue like leaves this weird residue. So I don't know what I could do about that. So we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't show up like too much in the photos or whatever, but we'll see. So there's that, guys. Yeah, you can see it right here. I think it just scrapes off though. So I just need to get in there with like a Q-tip and we could kind of touch it up. But I absolutely love this thing. This build took me a while to get all the pieces together, but it's a simple build, but it looks awesome in my opinion. So I absolutely love it. Let me know what you guys think in those comments down below. But yeah, guys, if you want to see more content like this, where I just put a bunch of mods on a single truck or just do different builds, let me know in the comments down below. This was really fun to do, and this just turned out amazing in my opinion. So I still have the rear bumper if I really want to throw it on. But just to show you guys what I was talking about, this rear tow hitch is just ridiculous in my opinion. It just sticks out so much. I mean, of course it's probably functional, but this truck does come with a tow hitch. I just don't have it on right now, so we'll see. Maybe the stock tow hitch looks the same. It might look like crap. I don't know. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below what you would change, what you would do, or your future builds you want to see in the next video. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.